Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Romano. In today's video, we are going to be answering a couple of questions concerning how does one become a trader, etc. And I've been getting a lot of these questions from young kids because they do have aspiring interests to make a lot of money. And if you want to make a lot of money, that's financial trading, the financial markets. They make the most money. For those people who are young and they are starting their life and they have interest in trading, I would suggest the first step is to sign up for a trading platform. You don't need a lot of money for that. You need $100 just to establish the account. And I can't say the name of the actual company because the one that I use is probably the best one, but it starts with a T and it has a green logo. Now that you know the company, but they have the best trading platform. They also have the best customer service, and the best way to start is on the options market. So you learn everything you have to do about the options market, how to trade, etc. everything. And so I'm going to walk you through on how to do all of that as a young person. The best way to really become proficient at something is to start when you're very young. If you're going to learn the piano, learn when you're young, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, etc. Or learn how to use a computer when you're very young. This way, once you turn 20, you're a professional at it. That's the time that you should be thinking about learning how to trade. Because anyone could teach you a strategy, and anyone could teach you a risk management strategy, meaning how to get out of a trade when it's going the wrong way. But no one is going to teach you how to deal with your stress. That's something that you either have to be born with, and that when you're older it's just easy to trade because that's what you're born for, or what you start really young, and by the time you're in your 20s, you're already used to dealing with losing trades. Or the emotional roller coaster ride of the stock market, the options market, etc. And so that's the first step that you need to do is create a trading account, open one up, and do not use real money. So tell your parents no money's needed, only to establish the actual trading account. That's $100 that you could actually establish a trading platform. So then what you do is you start using their fake paper trade account, and your parents could actually open an account for you, and you could use their paper trading account. Or I don't know how it works when you have, when you're a parent and you have children that want to learn how to trade, and how does it work if they could use your paper trade. I'm not sure all of that. And you could use a fake account that is the exact same thing as if you were actually trading real assets, but it's called paper trade. So once you've established your account, you need to watch every single video on YouTube how to use that trading platform. Next, you need to learn all the different strategies there are to being an options trader. An options trader is basically buying the insurance product on a stock. You don't want to buy the real stock because it fluctuates too much and it costs too much for you to actually make money. But with the options market, it's actually very easy to make a lot of money with not too much money. Before we continue the video, please remember, if you want to say thank you, Anthony, and you appreciate the video, do thumbs up. It's right there. Thank you so much. So once you understand the options market, I suggest that you basically learn all the history. So go on YouTube, just like I do when I want to learn how to do something. I will study the history on that particular product, how it was made. But on trading, you would search, I guess, trading strategies on the options market or trading strategies, etc. And then watch every video that you can. The easiest type of strategy on the options market is called a credit spread strategy. So if you look that up on YouTube, credit spread strategy, you could learn very easily on how to trade. Now, once you place your first trade and you understand all the buttons, what you're supposed to do, there's plenty of videos to teach you how to do that, how to use paper trade, how to place a trade, how to close a trade. You could type all that into YouTube for that company that has that trading platform, and there's plenty of people that have been teaching how to get into a trade, how to exit, etc. Next, once you've perfected placing trades, don't worry about winning or losing. This is not about perfecting your returns. This is about getting used to placing fake trades on the options market. Okay, you don't use real money. After you've done this at least 3 to 4 years using paper trade, then I would suggest maybe getting a part-time job and saving money and funding your own account instead of using your parents' account once you're of age. So for anyone out there that's even older, you could still do this. But the person that asked me this question, how do I become a trader, is the question. He was very young. And of course, I'm on YouTube because I like to inspire young people. And I like to share my experiences so that you guys and girls don't have to go through those mistakes. Now, yes, you could go to a school, study finance, and yes, of course, you could try to get a job for a trading desk at an investment bank, but you have to remember, to get that job, it's very difficult, and you're only going to be able to stay there 1.5 years to 5 years. So why would you want to waste all your time when you could have been starting how to trade, what you could have taught yourself on how to trade when you're younger? So that about time you're 23, 25, you already know how to place trades on the market. You've also studied the history of the markets. What happens when there's a financial collapse? Go back in time and study exactly what happened. Why did the collapse of '08 happen? Why did the 1929 collapse? Why did the late 1980 collapse? And this new collapse that's coming in a month or so, why is that happening? What are the causes of that? What is a financial cycle, economic cycle? How does the government play a role in our economy and also the stock market? Why is it that when interest rates move, traders lose a lot of money and their portfolios turn red, meaning they're overexposed? There's so many questions that you need to learn, but it's okay. First, focus on how to place trades on the option market using that platform that I mentioned, the first letter T. And then from there, perfect one strategy. You don't need to know all the strategies. I'm telling you which strategy to learn. That's a credit spread option strategy. Search Google or YouTube, and they will teach you based on the videos that you watch on how to do that. And the reason why I say, and of course you have to learn when to get in, when to get out, but that's later on, okay? You're gonna learn all of this. But this is not about making your trading platform, 30, 40% returns per year, like many traders make. No, this is about dealing with the stress that when you place a trade, you can deal with stress. And if you start young, that stress goes away. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to wait until you finish college and then you're going to get a job at a big investment company and you're going to make millions of dollars as a trader. No, that is a very rare opportunity for very, very special people. You either have to have a daddy or a mommy that has $1 billion, that somehow the IPO desk, you funded a company. You have to have, or the director of some other group, and that person gets you the job as a junior trader or an internship, or you go to an Ivy League school and somehow you have the best grades and you got recruited by that investment bank. But that's hundreds of students that have also applied. And so with the era of there's so many college students now compared to my era, you have a lot of competition. So don't wait until you're 25, 23 to finish college and then you're going to start a career as a trader. No, start now while you're very young. This way, by the time you are 25, you are making real money. You've went to work, you saved your money, and you keep funding your trading accounts. That's how you create wealth, is starting when you're younger. Learning how to play the piano when you're 5 years old. Learning how to use a bicycle when you're 2 years old. Learning how to ride a dirt bike when you're 5 years old, 4 years old, like my nephew. Learning how to sing when you're a child. All of that plays a major role because look at Mozart. He was playing the piano at 4 years old and composing music. So by the time he's 23, he was professionally a musician. But you don't have to be famous. If you have a desire to do something, do it. Get rid of the mental blocks. I had mental blocks on how to start YouTube. I wanted to do YouTube 6 years ago, actually even more. But there were so many mental blocks that I just couldn't do it until someone sparked a trigger in my head. And it was that trigger that officially made me do YouTube. And so now this is my 51st video. And I love helping people. I love answering questions. That's who I am. I'm not a teacher, I'm an advisor. As the advisor, that's what I like to do. I like to analyze a situation and perfect it. And so for you, if you are even 25 and you want to learn how to trade, or even if you're older and you want to trade, do so. Sign up for a trading platform and do it. Now the other question is, I'll make other videos to help you and I'll talk about, different strategies, how to get in, how to get out, etc. And I do give you tips on my YouTube channel when to get into the markets. Like my Bitcoin, the video was the beginning of June and it said something, Bitcoin going up now, or Bitcoin will go up now. It's something like that video. Well, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, it went up Monday, Tuesday of that week, and it went up a lot. So you could have made really quick money if you got in and got out really fast. I also talk about the SPX. You could actually trade the SPX using an option strategy. And that's SPX, that's the S&P 500. And I give you tips on when it's going to go down, like mid-summer of this year, mid-July, mid-August, maybe the latest, the first week of September. I think that the SPX is actually going to be at its lowest before the first week of September, like a month before. And there's a lot that's going on right now. But what I'm looking at now with the markets have already tanked 2 months before. So maybe the move came sooner, but I still think mid-July, mid-August, as far as the first week of September, the SPX stock market will be at its lowest. And I do believe that Bitcoin could be at its lowest too, but Bitcoin has already dropped. And you have to remember, when it drops this amount like it has, well, it tested its 20,000. And I said to a friend, if it actually goes past that, that means something really bad. It means a collapse in our financial markets that is about to happen. And what follows after the stock market? The real estate market. And you look throughout history, and that's what was created. But this real estate collapse that's coming, interest rates are going up, means prices are going down, and that's just how it is going to be for the next 8 years. 8 to 10 years. I don't want to say 10 years, I want to say 6 to 8 years, but they've gone up so much. I mean, they can't take a 50% drop. That's never heard of. Could they take a 20% drop? Yeah, it did in 08 and 09 and in the late 1980s. But could it take a 30% discount? I think so. because of interest rates going up so high. Possibly if you like to make things, start making it now while you're young, or learning how to trade like I've mentioned. Those are all the things that you should be focusing on when you're young. Don't wait until you're older. And yes, if you want to work for an investment bank and you want to take that route, you're more than welcome to. But just remember, not everyone lasts 20 years in the business as a trader at an investment bank. The smart ones that had these opportunities, they established their own hedge fund. And those traders out there that were proficient at trading by themselves with their own capital, they finally found an investor and they created a hedge fund. A hedge fund is an investment company. It's just called a hedge fund by the media, but the real term is called a investment company, where you, the trader, trades other people's capital. There's nothing illegal about it. There's no fraud going on about it. That's all fake, and it's been fake, and the media keeps pushing that. Yes, out of thousands of hedge funds, you're going to have 2 or 3 companies. Like Bernie Madoff, he wasn't a hedge fund, but he called himself one. Or Steve Cohen's trader was committing fraud. It wasn't that Steve Cohen was the bad person. Or the Indian hedge fund in Midtown Manhattan, I can't remember his name, but that he was a fraud. And so I want to thank you so much. I hope I give you inspiration to become a trader, and I hope I've answered your questions. If you have questions, just send me messages to the live chat. That's down here. You can send me any questions you want. I will answer you, or I'll make a video if I could, if it's a lot. And please remember, if you do like my channel, to subscribe so you get my future videos, and click the little bell so that you get the video when it's posted. And also, please share this video with your friends that want to trade. And finally, please remember to do thumbs up if you want to say thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much.